Not being Jamaican has really hurt my feelings because I was told my skin tone makes me not Jamaican.
Every time James and I make TikToks, we just get like a bunch of people telling us that we're not Jamaican, which is fine, like you can have your own opinion. The only problem I have is where else do I claim? I was born here, so I don't have a British passport.
Hi guys, welcome back once again. Jamaican, they say out of many we are one, and Jamaica is not a race but a nationality. White Jamaicans in Jamaican people don't call them white, but they call them Jamaicans. There is no any racism or any form of racism in Jamaica. Jamaican people see themselves as one, and this is just a clip for you. Kindly watch this clip and then I'll be back with more comments.
Right now, people, I tell you, I'm upset, I'm upset again. I'm not care what nobody wants to say. I'm in a business, people are going to say, oh, it's not that deep and rare. It is that deep. Look, swash, swoosh, swat, I don't even know, swats. I can't even pronounce them name. Look, Jamaican jerk season. Taste of the Caribbean. Which part? This is not Jamaican jerk season. Stop it, yeah? This must be the one that turkey beer use. And this one turkey beer use, because this is not the proper thing. This is not the real Sure. No, people, it upset me because there's proper good Caribbean and Jamaican brands out there. And yet people are going to use them, the idiot brand as references. People who don't know about the Caribbean run go buy them the brand because them the brand in all of the big store there and be like, oh, look at this, Jamaican jerk season. And go use it and feel like I saw we jerk this taste. I saw jerk season taste. No, we don't want to not represent we, yeah? Don't do it.
We need to address the misconception that every Jamaican is black. This is not the case.
I first want to encourage you to finish watching the rest of that video. Not only will you take a lot away from it, but my video will make more sense. Also, follow my friend. He is so full of knowledge and is such a valuable asset to this app. But this video in particular really hits home for me because, well, I'm Jamaican and I look the way I look. Now, there's no surprise to me, and it's certainly not a surprise to my fellow Jamaicans. But to some Canadians and some North Americans, this may be the first time they've ever seen a Jamaican that looks like me. And that's okay. I'm simply here to bring awareness, to say, hey, a Jamaican can look like me, and also to remind you that being Jamaican is not a color. I'm gonna say that one more time. Being Jamaican is not a color. It's a culture. It's a beautiful, rich culture, and it's a nationality. It's my nationality, and one that I'm very proud of.
One more thing about Jamaicans. In the Jamaican society, we have many different races coexisting in harmony. Whites, Chinese, Indian, and of course blacks. But there is something special about this that I never knew until I left Jamaica. That is, we never refer to each other as black Jamaicans or white Jamaicans. No, we just call each other Jamaicans. And I think that's special. That's the way it's supposed to be.
This logic does not make sense because if this were the case, then there would be no Jamaicans. Unfortunately, most of the indigenous population was killed off through genocide when the colonizers came to Jamaica. There are a few, I believe, I've heard recently that there are a few indigenous people left in Jamaica, but a majority of the population in Jamaica is not indigenous. Well, I think someone qualifies as Jamaican as if they were born in Jamaica or if their parents have Jamaican heritage, if they grew up with Jamaican culture. So even if they're born in the US but their parents have Jamaican heritage and they grew up with their parents teaching them about Jamaican culture, I think that's fair. I was born and raised in Jamaica my entire life. I've only been in the US since I started college. So anyways, bless up, have a good day, hope you are doing well.
And just so we are clear, we know that being Jamaican is not a race, right? It's not a race. So you have black Jamaicans, and you have white Jamaicans, and you have Chinese Jamaicans, and you have Indian Jamaicans, right? We know that, right? Right?
Yeah, so it's funny to me how Jamaicans deal with race. It's very different than America, and I think it's a lot better. They just kind of call it the way they see it. So, like, if you got a white guy, they call him Whitey. If you got an Indian guy, they call him Coolie. If you're a Chinese guy, Mr. Chin, really dark-skinned brother, Blacka, you know? So, a funny story, I was producing some music down in Jamaica for some friends of mine. They asked me to help them out. And so there was one guy I was calling to arrange some studio time with him. And ironically, his name was Black Man. And so I call him I say, yo, what I deal with? Fire up on the wire. He's like, fire? I'm like, yo, it's Mikey. It's Mikey. It's like, Mikey. I said, yo, it's Whitey Mikey. He said, oh, Whitey Mikey. Don't know. Yo, in America, you could never get by with that stuff.
So why is this Taylor? Well, they always said to use my name, Lizzie Langdon, because as them say in Jamaica, you're well be known. You're well known in Jamaica, you know. But Liz Taylor, because I grew up in a very classic hotel called Stony Hill Hotel that my grandfather built. So, you know, one of my engineers and my producers, he just said, yeah, just call yourself Liz Taylor, Bob Marley Taylor. We're smoking on the highest and it's apple full of flavor, car we major. That's a stepping razor. Mr. Rummy boys just stop you out with a laser. We're getting paper. Flossing in Jamaica, shake my money maker. That was on the beach. The handbag alligator. That them said.
Yo, let me tell you something. You said the worst thing you can do to me, is look me in my face and tell me, say, I lie me, I tell when I say, I come from Jamaica. Here? Just because I don't have blood clot, dreadlocks, I'm not black, I'm not talk patois every day, I'm not go on like say, Ray and over. Yo, if I want to chat like a blood clot Yankee every day and talk like say America, guess what? No, America, I raised. I left Jamaica when I about what? 9 years old? 8 years old? 9 years old? What you want from me? You want me to look like a blood clot plate of oxtail? Yo, you see what me did there in New Jersey? And everybody used to tell me, say, yo, you're not a Jamaican. You're not Jamaican. I just want to punch them in that blood clot face. I say the next person will tell me, say, I lie me I tell when I say a Jamaica I come from, I swear I got blood clot punch them in my fucking face here. Because I hate that shit, yo. Why the fuck would I lie? But what the fuck I gotta come out of that? And I Kingston blood clot Cockburn pen my barn brethren. A real bad girl Indian this year. Nobody make it come out upon you. Don't be the person who make it come out upon you. Here? Because me make you know, say, not only is a Jamaica I come from, me's a real bad blood clot girl, here.
I'm glad you asked this because a lot of people believe that being Jamaican makes you black. It does not mean that. People really confuse race with nationality and ethnicity. So a few things. Race is completely a social construct. There is not a gene, a race gene. It cannot be traced in your DNA at all. Period. At all. Okay. So let's throw the race piece away because I think that's where people get messed up. They instantly assume. So nationality is your country that you are a citizen of. That is your nationality, and your ethnicity is the culture. So you can be Jamaican in ethnicity and in nationality. You can be Chinese Jamaican. You can be African Jamaican. You can be Irish Jamaican. You can be Hindu Jamaican. You can be all of those things, but it does not make you black. And you're just as Jamaican in ethnicity and nationality. Or you could not be it in nationality. You could live in America, but your ethnicity, your background, your culture could be Jamaican, and you could be Asian Jamaican American because your nationality is American. I hope that helps for you. Nationality is the country that you are a citizen of. Ethnicity is your culture, your religion, like all of those pieces. That's your culture. And race, social construct, made up. People just want to label you.
Black in America and she's white in Jamaica. What how? So this is Dominique Gabru from California, and when she lived in Jamaica working with the Peace Corps, the Jamaicans racially categorized her as white, and she thought that was strange because she always identified as black. Dominique said that she never noticed how fluid her identity could be until she moved to Jamaica. She said that Jamaicans almost always assumed that she was white, and on one occasion she yelled back in frustration that she was not white. And this is all because of Jamaica's history. Again, Jamaica goes by hyperdescent, meaning that blacks are at the bottom, mixed race people in the middle, and white people at the top. Some mixed race people moving to America were shocked to be categorized as black. Like most places in the world, Jamaica has a long history of legally categorizing mixed race people as white, as what happened with Thomas Winter's children. You only had to be 3 generations removed from the African ancestor to be legally classified as white. Given that race is a social construct and differs from place to place, it is very likely that some of Kamala Harris's ancestors in Jamaica who had African ancestry were not identified as black. So I'm surprised to see some black Americans so upset that other black people are questioning whether Kamala Harris's Jamaican ancestry was always identified as black. Looking at Kamala Harris's cousin, he looks like he can be a part of Cardi B family. Y'all say Cardi B is not black all the time without batting an eye. So while it may be rude to question Kamala Harris's blackness because she grew up in America and she fits the American social construct for what is black, it is not racist to question whether or not her Jamaican line identified or was black.
Shiny man, talk again. Big up. I feel the blood. I am born. Yeah, man, that's what we're man. You born in Jamaica? So you have the accents lock put on for yourself.
But they're on the right people. Alright, mommy, some people are confused when you said you're Jamaican but full Chinese. Can you clarify for them?
Alright, don't be confused. Alright, I'm Jamaican full stop. But my parents were born in China, so I am Chinese. And full Chinese, no mix.
What a lucky thing say with the America look green card. Mommy, what would have happened if they send me back to China? We're not dead.
That's all my father then when they wake up themselves. Yeah. Joe sing good morning.
Oh yeah?
And he say Shaq Chow is breakfast.
Breakfast.
Me not know no more Chinese language, period. Anybody want to say me know it? Yes, me know it, but me not talking it.
So as a fair-skinned Jamaican, I have been accused of appropriating the Jamaican culture.
Not even in my next life. Could never, would never, will never. You don't have to worry about that, babes. Me just tuck it in sometimes, you see me? Cause it don't really matter what bad mind people want to say, you know. They can't really stop it.
Big up my cousin Sim Spice in a real life. Yeah, man. And for all of those people that think Jamaican is a race, I'd advise you to go down to the post office, take a photo, and get a passport. Buy a ticket, go to Jamaica so you could go and see the different ethnic groups that are in Jamaica. Right? Because a lot of y'all on this app sound so blasted ignorant, it's not even funny. And you only make yourself look stupid, like a person that has never taken up a book. Right? Again, Jamaican is not a race.
You guys, I'm from Harlem, New York, and my parents are Caribbean. When you think of a Jamaican, you think of what? Black skin, dreads. But I came out of this vagina, and she is a full Jamaican. Ma, let me hear you say something. What you want?
Much like the United States, Jamaica was also a society that was built on slavery. The difference is instead of enforcing the one-drop rule, Jamaica had the brown racial group, which was the racial group between black and white. They were brown, or free people of color, which is where these 4 people would fall under. A chart from a study done in 1960. And if you look at how the races are broken down in Jamaica, you see there's African, obviously this would be people you classify as black, European, people you would classify as white. There's East Indian and Afro-East Indian, meaning East Indians and their mixed black descendants. Chinese and Afro-Chinese, meaning Chinese and their mixed black descendants. Afro-European, or the group known as brown. And then there's other. Jamaica is a country where, due to the Atlantic slave trade, the majority of the people are of African descent. But due to things such as religious persecution, which led to Portuguese Jews and Syrian, Lebanese, Palestinian Christians coming to the island, as well as the indentureship after slavery, which led to a lot of Chinese and Indians coming to the island, there are some Jamaicans who have ancestry that is not solely African. Them having pride in that ancestry that is not African does not equal shame in the African ancestry. It just means that they are able to love themselves in their entirety. Out of many one people, folks.
Of the fact that there are Indian Caribbeans amongst us and that live in the Caribbean currently.
I want to ask Americans a question. Why is it so hard for you guys to realize that the West Indies has different races and ethnicities? Because when I have told a lot of Black Americans this, and I've told a lot of white Americans the same comment, it's all of a sudden I get so much hate for letting people know about my culture. So like my dad's family, as all of you guys should know, my dad's family is from Jamaica, and I have a lot of Chinese, East Indian, Scottish, Irish, Jewish, Black, like there's so much mix up on my dad's side of the family. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to process that you can be from the West Indies and not be Black. I don't know why that's such a big deal. Like, you know, a lot of Asian and white people went through a lot of difficult things back in the day in the 1800s too because of colonizing, you know?
It doesn't? Oh man. I really wish I had known that before I started making TikToks on being Jamaican, because now I feel like such a fool. Gosh, how are we going to break it to the Canadians who were born in Canada and were raised in Canada, and now I have to tell them they're not Canadian? Oh boy. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you for letting me know. Honestly, thank you.
Why do you people think that we're going to be like you all? Why do you think we're going to be dull? How do you expect us to step into a room or walk into a community and not be noticed? Hello? What are you talking about? We are Jamaicans. You have a little Chinese community over there, so you have an Indian over there, so you have Palestinians over there, so you have some white people around there, so one other colors, them, I don't know them, where them come from, but them they are. Korean, Japanese, listen, man. The matter supposed to explain it for you. Out of many, one people. I'm realize how true this be. Me I talk to one of my elder, them when know my relatives them good, and me I talk to my grandmother the other day, and when them start go down in the history and dig up some old picture, Virgin, look how me dark. Look how me nose big. You know want to see the straight nose white people them? Some pretty tall ear people, but they got Syrian. Me I say wait, so why all of that skip me? But then me realize about everything mix up, come down, and I suck how me come out. And stay how me stay. And me feel good, me I say, what? But listen, people of the world, we are Jamaicans. You understand? We're supposed to stand out. You understand? Because we have nations upon nations. We can come build this place here, and we're there, and we mix up, and make we. So unfortunately, we can't be a little bit and simple. Out of many, we are one people.
If I'm Jamaican, then my ethnicity is Jamaican. My nationality is Canadian. My race is Black. There are three separate things. Your race is what you're socially seen as, whether you're Black, white, brown, whatever. Your nationality is where you reside, where you have citizenship. So you can have citizenship in Canada, UK, the States. My nationality is Canadian. But I'm Black. My ethnicities consist of places in the Caribbean and outside of the Caribbean. So how are you going to sit here and tell me that my ethnicity is Caribbean? Because I'm not just Jamaican, sister. I have multiple ethnicities, one nationality, that being Canadian, and one race, that being Black.
So let me tell y'all the difference between Africans and Jamaicans. Africans, they're going to accept you no matter what. For y'all, those that don't know me, my daddy's from Nigeria and my mama is American. I tell an African, oh yeah, my daddy's from Nigeria. Or an African sees my last name and they say, oh, are you African? I tell them, yeah, my daddy's from Nigeria. Oh, we're family. My sister, cousin. We are from the motherland. Welcome, my sister, auntie. Oh yes, I'm gonna bring you some fufu and egusi soup. Yes, my sister. I've heard that Jamaicans, they don't care if you have a drop of blood of Jamaican. They don't care if your family, your mama, daddy, born and grown in Jamaica, your granny from Jamaica. If you were not born and raised in Jamaica, they will not accept you. They do not care. They don't care if you didn't born and grow. And then another thing that I see is they'll like Jamaica check you, like what parish you're from. They'll start asking a whole bunch of questions. But I love y'all Jamaicans, but y'all know I love my African people because y'all always gonna accept me no matter what.
Bro, one thing I know, when Jamaicans tell me them have a friend who will look like me, all that means is that they have a white friend and then probably don't look like me at all. Just tell me why I'm walking around the place and people be greeting me with world boss. Do I look like see them? I don't look like see them. People think I'm see them. Guys, I'm not see them. No disrespect to see them. She's a pretty girl, but me not look like her. Look for me good. Anky panky. I want anky panky. I want see them.
Caribbeans are not black and shouldn't be celebrated during Black History Month. Now that I got your attention, I'm going to explain why this is incorrect. So to sum it up, I am in this group chat with some high school friends, you could say, and long story short, I guess they weren't happy about the Black History Month assembly and they voiced their opinion. I guess they didn't like the fact that this dance group called Creative Movement went up on stage and they were shaking their behinds or whatever to Afro beats and dance hall. And she said that actually has nothing to do with Black History Month, which is a celebration of black culture and black as in. Since I am from a Caribbean descent, I said that she sounded ignorant and I proceeded to tell her that African and West Indian culture is very important to black history. Yes, Caribbean and black culture are two different things, but at the end of the day, we're still the same thing and we're black. Both went through oppression, both went through discrimination, both went through slavery. Like, let's talk about it. Then she proceeds to say, Tiana, you're quite literally Caribbean American, not African American. Last time I checked, when I go to apply for a job or fill out any papers, I check off Black African American. Then this person also continues to say that Caribbean American History Month is in June and that we have a whole month to ourselves and to stop colonizing their month. Black History Month is not only to celebrate African Americans, but it's to celebrate all black people and their achievements that helped contribute to black history. Now, I'm not the smartest person, but I know enough about my history to educate others. And it says here that black Jamaicans have made a significant contribution.
Alright, I just got to clear the air because everyone is jumping to Kamala's defense saying that she's quote-unquote black because her daddy is Jamaican. People, please understand that Jamaicans are not black, okay? We Caribbean people from the Caribbean, West Indies, we do not see color like y'all see color. The Caribbeans are mixed just like America. We have all different kinds of ethnic groups, different kind of cultures, different races of people on the islands, okay? Not just one, all the islands. That when we see each other in the United States and we meet up with each other, there's an automatic bond. It's like, oh, were you for? Oh yeah, oh what man? We family. Recognize ourselves as family because we don't see color or race. We see what island we are from. If you're from Jamaica, we see you as Jamaican. If you're from Barbados, we see you as Bajan. If you're from Trinidad, we see you as a Trini. If you're from St. Lucia, we see you as a St. Lucian. Okay, we don't see you as a black St. Lucian, a Hispanic St. Lucian, a Dominican St. Lucian, or we don't see him as a black Jamaican, a white Jamaican, a Dominican Jamaican. We don't see him as a Puerto Rican Jamaican, Chinese Jamaican, any of that. You're just a Jamaican, okay? And if you're from Barbados, you're just a Bajan. If you're from Trinidad, You're just a Trini. Point blank. You're not a white, black, this, that, or whatever. Matter of fact, when we first came to America, I didn't know anything about black people. I didn't even know black people was a thing. I didn't know I was considered a black person because that's something that we never used back on the island, especially when I was a kid. Maybe they do now, whatever. But when we was growing up, that was not a thing. I didn't know that I was, quote unquote, considered a black man until I came to America. I didn't know anything about racism until I came to America. Because those things does not matter in the islands. If you're born on one island, that's who you are, no matter where your parents come from. And it doesn't matter because when we link up, we be like, hey, what's up, fam? We family, and that's all that matters. We have a saying, different islands, same people. And it's facts. Because no matter what island you go to, you're going to find a broad variety of cultural people. And you know how we know where they're from? When they open their mouth and they speak. You a Trini. Oh, you from Barbados. Or you a Crucian. Oh, you a St. Lucian. That's how we know each other. We don't know, it doesn't matter what island we are from. We consider ourselves as family. As far as the Kamala being black thing, let's just get to the bottom of it. Okay, before you didn't have any problem with saying that as long as you got one drop of black blood in you, that you're black. You didn't have any problem with that. You didn't have any problem with if they're not white, they're black. You even included Chinese people and Asian people and all of that are literally look just like white people, but except for the eyes and all of that different stuff, but their skin tone is literally just about the same. You don't have any problem with including them and everybody else in your so-called black race agenda. When the black thing became a little bit too direct, then you started saying, oh, well, let's just embrace the color. We're colored then because we're so many different varieties of people. So then you became colored people. And at the same time, now that this woman is up for presidency or up for this seat, that seat, or whatever, now we have to differentiate what kind of colored person she is. What kind of black, how much black does she have in her blood? And all of that crazy nonsense. She's not the one with the problem, y'all are. Even if she said she was Indian or black. That's what y'all say. Y'all ain't never had a problem with that shit before. But because now, something is at stake, now all of a sudden, we got to break down the values within how much blackness there is there. Just crazy.
Hi guys, I really hope you watched the full clip, and one thing I can really tell you is that Jamaica is made of mixed race. In Jamaica we have black Jamaicans, we have Indian Jamaicans, we have Chinese Jamaicans, we have a lot of Jamaicans who are living in Jamaica, and Jamaican people, they call themselves out of many we are one. And Jamaica is not a race but a nationality. We have all seen how these white folks, all of them, they're from Jamaica and they're really speaking Jamaican patois very fluently. And Jamaican people don't call white Jamaicans, white people who are living in Jamaica, they don't call them white, but they call them Jamaicans. It's because Jamaica is not a country of racism. Jamaicans, they don't know how to differentiate skin color. This is the reason why they call themselves out of many we are one. And one thing I really love about Jamaican people is that how they usually know how to welcome and respect people. Jamaicans, they usually say that they only experience racism while they are outside of Jamaica. Whenever they go to these Western countries, is whenever they experience racism. And through Jamaican having this mixture of races, we've all seen how Jamaican culture, it has really spread across all over the world. We've all seen how a lot of people that have been copying Jamaican culture. That's because of how they are welcoming people, because of how they don't show some form of hatred towards one another. And this is the reason why we've all seen how a lot of people that are really flocking to Jamaica. We've all seen how there's Chinese people in Jamaica. We have all seen how there is white people. We have all seen how also Arabs, they are going to Jamaica. And patois, Jamaican patois language, it has also influenced across all over the world, because we all know patois language, it was originated from Africa. And we all know Jamaican people, or this patois language, it's how these slave people used to communicate, so that at least their masters maybe could not hear what they were saying. And this is how patois language was formed in Jamaica, and a lot of people have been practicing this patois across all over the world, and we have all seen how a lot of people that have been copying Jamaican culture. This really shows you how Jamaica is the most influential country in the world. This really shows you how Jamaica is the capital city of Caribbean, because we all know among the Caribbean countries, Jamaica is the most known, or Jamaica is the most visited country in the Caribbean. And this is the reason why we have all seen that Jamaica, it has really just taken all over the internet, all over TikTok, all over social media. Jamaica is being talked worldwide. And one thing I really love about Jamaica, the reason why there's a lot of people maybe going to Jamaica, is because of how Jamaica is a country made of mixed races. We've all seen Jamaican, they are saying that out of many we are one. Jamaican, they don't know how to differentiate whether you are black or white. If you are just in Jamaica, Jamaican people, they say that you are one of them. And this is the reason why we have all seen a lot of tourists that are flocking to Jamaica. And this is the reason why we have all seen how a lot of people, they have this love towards Jamaican people. Come to African countries. A lot of African countries that are showing a lot of love towards Jamaican. It's because of how also Jamaican, they also show their love towards African countries. And one thing I really know is that Jamaican people are the ones who have never denied the ancestral background. Jamaican people, they believe they came from Africa, because you all know Jamaican, they have some ancestral background from Africa. And Jamaican, they have never denied the ancestral background. They usually know that they are from Africa. Despite being a country made of mixed races, black people are the ones who have been dominated a lot in Jamaica. And Jamaican, they are really they usually know how to welcome everyone who is living in Jamaica. And this is the reason why you will be surprised seeing Chinese people speaking very good and very fluent patois in Jamaica. This is the reason why you will see a very white person speaking a very fluent Indian person speaking a very fluent patois in Jamaica. This is because these people, they really went to Jamaica, they were really welcomed very well in there, and they have been living in Jamaica for centuries. And this is the reason why we have all seen there's a lot of people saying that Jamaica is made of mixed races. And this is the reason why Jamaica is not a race but a nationality. It's because of how they usually know to welcome people. And I've all seen how a lot of people across all over the world, they respect and show a lot of love towards Jamaica. It's because of their artists, because of their track and field athletics. They have also influenced a lot of people across all over the world. And we've all seen this is the reason why a lot of people, they are really just copying Jamaican culture. They want to do what Jamaican people are doing. And I really came out and told you that Jamaican people, they are living a dream life of other people outside here in the world, and maybe they are the chosen one. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And if it was for the first time you're coming across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you where you are. One love.